and you've been in Cabinet, you understand how this works. Imagine, or tell me where I'm wrong if I am. A policy proposed by a minister goes to Cabinet, the Cabinet ticks off on it, then before it can be presented to the Parliament, it actually has to go to the Voice so that they can consider it, make comment on it before it's voted on by the Parliament, because if the Parliament passes a piece of legislation that hasn't had that consultation, there's a risk that the Voice authority could take it off to the High Court. Is that correct?
Mr Albanese is asking the Australian people to give less than 4% of our population a constitutional right to make representations, as you said, on any policy that affects them, which is anything from submarines, as it's been said, through to parking tickets. And if you have a right to make a representation, you have a right to demand of government that you are properly informed. To be properly informed, the government must, prior to making that representation, provide you with adequate information. Cory, this is literally going to be not the first level, the second level, the third level. This will be the fourth level of government in Canberra. But I think, Cory, what is more offensive is asking Australians to divide each other on the basis of race. As Jacinta Nampijinpa Price says, I have a white fella father and a black fella mother. And Mr Albanese is asking my family to be divided into two. Cory, that is not the way Australians want to live. We want to be one together, not two divided. And what Mr Albanese is doing is constitutionally enshrining the dividing of Australia. That is not healthy for democracy.
Yeah, absolutely right. I've got to say, Peter Dutton, I think, is struck the right note late in the piece on this. Is the Liberal Party right behind him? Because you've got people like Simon Birmingham, who's your leader in the Senate, who, won't engage in it. He doesn't have the decency to resign because he wants a voice. Are you guys rock solid in saying no to this?
Yes, we are. The position of the Liberal Party under Peter Dutton is very, very clear. We will say no to enshrining in our Constitution a right that no other Australian has other than those of a particular race. We will say no to Anthony Albanese's Canberra-based bureaucracy. But why, Cory? Why? Because this is not the way to go about achieving real outcomes on the ground for Indigenous people, in particular in regional and remote Australia. All Australians want to see improvement in the lives of our most disadvantaged. But this is not the way to do it. Mr Albanese, though, he wants Australians to vote on the vibe. If he wants this referendum to have any legitimacy at all, he needs to come clean with the Australian people. He needs to tell them exactly what he proposes to do. But more than that, what are the flow-on effects to our democracy?
Here. So many questions unanswered. Shadow Attorney General Michaelia Cash, thank you for joining me. I hope we'll be able to have a chat with you again.
Great to be with you.
Very soon.